नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटियाओ। माई सेल्फ जेवियन ज्योति कुमावत, फैकल्टी ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड मैथडोलॉजी. Today I am going to present the topic observational techniques for assessment. This is assessment of learning and for the program BSc B.Ed 4th semester. So before going to start this topic, I want to say that the observational techniques are those which provides us the method from which we observe the students' behavior and activities on the daily basis, and we can evaluate the students' performance in easy way. I have taken of example as checklist in my PPT. So now let's start the basic knowledge of observation technique as like the observation method is described as a method to observe and describe the behavior of a subject. Here is a subject student. As the name suggests, it is a way of collecting relevant information and data by observing. It is also referred to as a participatory study because the researcher has to establish a link with the respondent, and for this has observation method to record and take notes. Here are some advantages of these observation techniques. You can see as observation is a flexible approach to data collection suitable for a broad range of context. These observations can provide a mix of qualitative and quantitative data. For example, when observing people in a group situation, you might count up how many times certain behaviors or interactions occur, quantitative, while also taking freehand notes about the nature of the group dynamics. These are as the qualitative method. Now, structured observation helps provide measure or records of behavior without relying on people's capacity to report what they do or estimate how often they do. Observation can be low impact way to collect data. When planned appropriately, the observer may have only a minor effect on the activities or blend into the observation setting. The discussion of feedback from observation can lead to a valuable reciprocal professional learning conversation. So these are some advantages. Now the example we have taken the checklist. What is checklist? Checklists are the assessment tools that set out specific criteria which educators and students may use to gauge skill development or progress. Checklist may be used with students from JK to grade 12 and for every subject. Checklist set out skill, attitude, strategies, and behavior for evaluation and often ways to systematically organize information about student or group students. This also consists of a set of statements and corresponding to specific criteria. The answer to each statement is either yes or no, or done or not done. A student, a group of students, or an entire class may use checklists. They may be single use or designed for multiple use. For example, you can take your attendance register. This is also called a checklist in which we mark the particular student's attendance, that he is or present or not. Like, and now example you can see in that these are some statements are given, and in front of their boxes are given. In first, you observe that in first statement, follow the child's lead while he or she is engaged in every activities. If he is engaged, then tick in the box. If he is not engaged, then cross in the box. Here boxes are given in the percentage, like 0 to 25%, 25 to 50%, 50 to 70%, 75 to 100%. So which we observe, we take in that particular box. In second example, we take pay particular attention to the child behavior, maintaining child's engagement in the everyday activities. Then you take the second number according to the percentile as you observe. This is the best example of a checklist. Now, what is the purpose of checklist? To provide, there are some specific points are given for that. First, to provide tools for systematically recording observations. हम सिस्टमेटिकली रिकॉर्डिंग ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं बाय द checklist. To provide students with tools that they can use for self evaluation. To provide example of criteria for students at the beginning of a project of learning activities. To document the development of the skill, strategic attitudes and behavior that are necessary for effective learning. And to identify students' learning needs by summarizing learning to date. Checklist can also be used to communicate as students learning to his her parents. In easy way, I want to say that if we are giving some assignment like some research work, project work, then students are doing or not, then tick the correct in the box that yes or not, and in front of the particular student. Otherwise, portfolio if we are going to make, then for the particular portfolio the criteria are decided by the checklist. The best example of this checklist is that. Now step is that to create checklist, teacher must follow these types of instruction, like take the current learning outcomes and standards for the curriculum and current units of study into account. Ensure that description and indicators are clear, specific and easy to observe. Encourage students to help create appropriate indicator. For example, what are the indicators for a persuasive text? Ensure that checklist making schemes and achievements dated, charts are dated. Order to document progress during a specific period of time. Ensure that checklists provide space for anecdotal comments because interpretation is often appropriate. Use generic models so that the students become outcomes to them, and so that criteria and indicators can be added quickly based on the activity being assessed. So encourage students to create and use their own checklist so that they can assess themselves and set learning goals for themselves. So these were the some points that we follow to create a checklist. I mm, I think you are satisfied with my digital session, which is powered by the Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. If you have any queries, then please mention in comment box. We will resolve it in our live session.